Okay. Hi, I'm Giselle Aguiar, the AZ Social Media Whiz, and today we're going to delve into the power of Pinterest. Though Pinterest is a must for B2C, business to consumer businesses, B2B businesses can use it also for search engine optimization. Pinterest is powerful. So over 40 million people visit Pinterest monthly. Pinterest users are very much in the mode of planning how they're going to spend their money. And Pinterest users are more likely to share product links and make big purchases than users of other social platforms. People use Pinterest to plan as well as to find specific things they want or need. And it's still dominated by women. 77% of Pinterest users are women, and half of them have kids. And Pinterest is a powerful search engine. So it is actually considered a search engine rather than a social media site. It remembers your recent searches and it shows shopping spotlight, suggested ideas for you, as well as what's popular, what's hot on Pinterest right now. What are people pinning the most at the moment? Make sure you set up a business account rather than a personal one. You want to keep business and personal separate. So this is similar to Twitter in that sense. So you just have, just have one account for your business and you can have a separate personal one. You want to verify your website so Pinterest can track any pins from your site. Pin everything from your website. I'm B2B and I post all my blog articles, the pictures, as well as my YouTube videos. And I do get traffic to my website from Pinterest. And the Pinterest cover is 800 by 450 pixels. So if you want to create a specific graphic for that, recommend using the free tool Canva, canva.com, and you can create a graphic, a custom graphic with those specific dimensions. Okay, so Pinterest is more powerful than Instagram because when someone pins a picture or video from your website, it takes the link with it. When someone clicks twice on a pin, it opens up the originating website. Hence, it helps with SEO. And so when someone saves a pin from one of your boards to their boards, it creates yet another relevant backlink. And this pin shows the link where this picture was pinned from. On Instagram, web addresses in posts are not linked unless you pay for advertising. So what's hot on Pinterest? Okay, welcome, Evelyn. Please stay muted until we get to the end, and I'll open it up for questions. So what's hot on Pinterest? Okay, well, travel and everything having to do with food or drink. Okay, whether it'll be restaurants or recipes, it's on Pinterest. In fact, that's where I find my recipes. I don't even use Google anymore. I'll just search for what I can search for ingredients that I happen to have, and then Pinterest will come up with recipes with those ingredients. And health and wellness. Okay, so anything health and wellness, definitely, Pinterest is a must on that. Everything from exercise tips to how to de-stress. DIY, do it yourself. Okay, so here's where the 30-some% of men are on, because everything with redecorating, remodeling, do it yourself stuff. Okay, definitely Pinterest is a place to do it, to find stuff. Definitely bridal. Okay, if you're planning a wedding, definitely Pinterest is the place. Babies, planning for babies, also very big. And also fashion and beauty, and also art, entertainment, again, home decor, not just remodeling, but decor, education, parenting, event planning, sports, animals, architecture, gardening, and so much more. The idea, again, is to pin pictures and videos from your websites and category boards, as well as pinning other people's relevant and related content. Okay. So I chose, so Pinterest trends. Okay, this is a section in Pinterest, so you can actually look ahead to see what's going to be trending. So you can pick of 119 geographic regions. Okay, so if you sell global, then you might want to see, specific countries. If you sell just in the US and Canada, then just pick, North America. And you can discover trends, growing trends. It's something new that is growing. Obviously, seasonal trends. Okay, right now we're in fall and Halloween, and then fall's going to continue for a little while as we shift into Thanksgiving and Christmas and the New Year and planning and all this stuff and holiday parties and you name it. Okay. And then you can go in also in monthly and yearly trends too. So this is really interesting because you can actually plan ahead in what you're going to be, what you can post and schedule to post and graphics you can create and, content that you create. This, again, helps you build your strategy. So I just did a search for travel. Okay. And so this is what came up. And it also takes into consideration my location too, but still, New York Christmas, Costa Rica travel, costumes are coming up because it's Halloween, so, and I just thought, and I thought this was really cool. And so you can actually study this and see which trends are growing, which trends are coming down. Obviously, right after Halloween, that's going to go away. And then we start with Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving recipes and holiday parties and family coming and all that stuff. So the way Pinterest is set up is with boards. So you pin your pictures or videos into category boards. And so you can enhance your descriptions with keywords and hashtags. Okay? You get 500 characters in the descriptions for pins and boards. So use the space. Okay? When someone pins a picture or video from your website, again, it takes the link with it. And think of Pinterest more like YouTube rather than Facebook. Okay. So ranking factors relate to engagement. So if somebody repins a pin, that helps. If somebody shares a pin, like if they share a pin from Pinterest to Facebook or to Instagram or to Twitter, and then of course comments and then keywords. So remember, search everywhere depends on keywords and phrases. So you can't just pin a picture in there and not put any text in there because that's not going to help. So you want to use tall images, eye-catching colors, keyword-centric titles on the boards and pin descriptions. Don't make your titles too long or they'll get cut off. So like the longest one right here is Small Divine Paintings. The few more letters, it's going to get cut off. So you want to be careful with that. So you might want to, take, a quick, your titles here are a quick description of what's in that board. Okay, so working with boards. So you're going to go into your account, you're going to go under saved. Okay, why? I remember when they switched to this. Before it used to say pins and boards, which is what they are. Why they changed it to created and saved, I don't know, but I was so confused when they changed this. I actually had to contact their help system and I go, where did my boards go? Yeah. So they are under saved. Okay. There are your boards. All right. So over on the far right, you're going to see the plus sign. So to create a board, you click on the plus sign and click board on there. And then you can add pins to it. And then you can also duplicate pins from another board and add collaborators and more. Once you've got several boards up there, you can filter them in alphabetical order or whatever makes sense to you to get around them easier. And you can also edit boards visibly. For instance, if you want to save an idea for a future project, but you don't want it public, you can set the board to be a secret one. And you can also invite other users to pin to the board. For example, I have a secret board for blog ideas, and I can pin from my personal account. Okay, so if I see something, no matter which account I'm logged into, I can easily pin to blog ideas. So editing boards, you want to choose a good pin as your board cover, okay? Because this is what the people are going to see when they're looking at your boards. You want to, again, keep the board titles short. You have 500 characters for the description. Use hashtags on the major keywords and add collaborators here. And again, you can keep it secret, again, until you've got everything in there. You want to make it look good. If you're planning like a product launch or or something, you don't want it public yet. So you can create the board and keep it secret, and then just go in here and uncheck that box, and it'll be public. Okay. Now, pins. So your pins are under created, right? Okay. And so, again, I don't know why, but that's it. So you want to put, you can search for your pins also, and then you can see how many times a pin was viewed, repinned, or shared. Okay. And so you can see that, and I'll show you analytics too in a little bit. But you can see the numbers underneath them, how many times a pin was viewed, how many times it was repinned, and how many times it was shared. Okay, so pinning. So you can get the Pin It button as an add-on to your web browser. And this makes it really easy to pin from your website or pin to from other people's websites, however, for whatever reason you're pinning or adding other people's content to a board, like just don't pin your stuff. You want to pin other people's stuff in there too. And, so this makes it easy. So it's either an extension or an add-on to your web browser. If you have a WordPress website, you can install the Pinterest plugin to make it easy to pin pictures from your site. Once you create a pin, you can go in and edit it later. And oops, let me go back. Okay. Another thing, if you're on Shopify and probably Etsy also, they have special connections to Pinterest, where you can just connect your store with Pinterest. So it makes it easier to get your e-commerce store pinned over to Pinterest. But again, you're going to want to, because it pins the descriptions and stuff, right? Whatever alt text or what descriptions you have on your products, that's what it takes with it. So if you want to add more information to it, you can do that. I recommend put it up to the 500 characters. Okay, just fill it up with text, because that's what the search engine is going to look for. So for instance, this is a pinned pin, okay, from my website, and I just did it, okay. It pulls from a website, it pulls the SEO title and the meta description, okay. So from that page. So that's why it's important to have those on every page and blog post of your website. And so it's not only Google who sees those. Now, imagine if a potential client did this, okay? They saw something on your website and they're not ready to, usually people that are planning are using Pinterest, so if they're planning for a wedding, right? So you want to, they're going to have their board of all of the accessories or the dresses or whatever, and the hairstyle ideas, whatever, that's what they're planning. And so they may not be ready to buy right away, but they've taken that pin and they've put it over to their board. Okay. So you want to showcase your best pins, create category boards for the holidays. The word gifts will be trending. Okay. In fact, as soon as we get into November, that's when the holiday buying season just goes berserk right now. And so there's still a little bit of supply chain issues, but all of the shipping companies have been getting their acts together, basically, to overcome any of these obstacles, to make sure that any holiday gifts get shipped out in time for the holidays. But that's one of the things you want to you want to make sure that if you're selling for the holidays, that everything is that you clearly explain where you're, how long it's going to take to ship and so forth. Now, also keep in mind too, that for holiday gift giving, your customer is the gift giver, not the end user, unless unless of course it's a woman planning for a party or something, so but if you sell women's jewelry, the gift giver will be the boyfriend, the husband, the father, or another friend or relative. All right, so now they've got also idea pins. Okay, so you can use idea pins and basically create a step-by-step guide for a project or recipe. So I was picking some, I wasn't really familiar with this because I haven't worked with a B2C customer for a while that I've had to actually play on Pinterest. Though I started, one of my first customer was a florist. And so I was very into the bridal stuff that was going on in Pinterest. And I worked with another jewelry designer too, so in fact, their pins are still up because nobody's taken them down, even though they're no longer in business. They've retired and that's it, they're gone, but their pins are still up there. So that's another thing. Pins have a longer shelf life. But these idea pins, so you can upload multiple short videos with additional descriptive text or a text overlay. You can customize the color and fonts in your pin. Okay, so this is you're getting kind of in the creator mode. This is and something Pinterest never had before. You could never really create your stuff. It's being similar to Instagram now, that you can add reels, you can add stickers to them and things like that. You can also improve your targeting with what's called topic tagging. So whatever it is, if it's travel, if it's clothing, if it's fashion, so those will be your words, and you can curate a collection of products, okay, and tell a story in a different way, in a brand new way here. So yeah, so like other pins, idea pins will stay on your boards once you've published them. And once you've published at least one idea pin, the pin will be displayed on your profile at the top of your created tab, along with all of your idea pins. So this is they're gonna look like stories on Facebook and stories on Instagram. So stories on Facebook, you're not gonna see them, or Instagram, you just see who's posted a story there. You don't actually see the story itself. But and so I've got in the PDF, I'm going to be sending you a copy of the video and the PDF of the slides. So I've got links so you can get more information and get more ideas on how to use these idea pins. All right, so you can upload pins, not necessarily just pin them from your website. So you want to pick the board that you want to pin it to, add a title, add the description, 500 characters, add the link, okay? Because that's an important part. And again, you have 500 characters. So video should be under 2 gigabytes. Okay, that's a pretty long video. But and then publish it immediately or at a later date. Okay, so this is the new feature. Publish at a later date. That is a relatively new feature too, because you have to just post it then and there. So if you have something that is corresponding with a blog article that's coming out later, you have the blog article scheduled to go out at a certain time, then you can make sure the pin is done at that time too. And then you choose what board you want it to go to. Don't forget to add that link. So now when you're uploading a pin, you've got new ways to edit. Okay, you can crop images or use a preset size, add a logo to showcase your brand. We weren't able to do that before. Use fonts and colors to make the text pop. You can create a collage. Okay, so combine up to 5 images, reorder images to make it yours. Pick the best pin size for your content. Now, obviously, this takes some time. However, Pinterest pins, like I mentioned before, has a longer shelf life. Okay, so they stay on. It's not like on Facebook or on Twitter or Instagram, you've got a feed that moves and no newer items push down posts. Pins basically last forever or until you take them down. And so again, Pinterest is more like YouTube and not Facebook or Instagram. Okay. Those pins I mentioned from former clients, as the businesses are closed. The links go to 404 not found pages. Okay. So you want to make sure, if you have a gallery, of items or like art items and they're one of a kind. I worked with somebody who was an art collector, and but the problem was she was advertising specific pieces on Pinterest, but the problem was when it was sold, the ad was done. And that piece was no longer available, and she was getting posts. She was getting people going over, from the ad to her website, but they weren't buying because that piece was sold. It was a one of a kind piece. So I told her to advertise the gallery itself, like the type of gallery. So, so Indian pottery. Okay. So that was what she did. And, or gifts for men under $75. Okay. So that was, so there were several one of a kind items in that smaller gallery. But Pinterest was it for her. She didn't really need to do anything else. She just needed to just master Pinterest. In fact, that was one of my favorite clients to work with because I just loved her stuff. It was so much fun to set up that Pinterest account. Okay. And so you can also automate your pinning. Okay. So that's what I do. Being B2B. Okay. I don't have to spend, a lot of time on Pinterest, but I just use it mainly for search engine optimization for the SEO. So I use Deliverit. It's a free tool to use, but I have the upgraded version. So I automate to all of my social media, from, my AZ Social Media Wiz website, and then the personal project that I also have. So I've got stuff all automated all over the place. As soon as I publish an article, it automatically posts it to social media. So this is a tremendous time saver. I love this tool. But remember, this takes the meta description with it. So whatever is on that page, or the description, the alt text description of the graphic, that's what it takes with it. So at some point, you just remind yourself to go into Pinterest maybe once a week and check on your boards and then add that text to it to make sure that they're optimized. So you want them better optimized so that you're really taking advantage of the powerful search engine. Again, optimize as much as possible. That's the key thing in digital marketing is keyword optimization, because everything works by searches here. So analytics. So for e-commerce and retail businesses, again, Pinterest is a must. Their analytics will track pins and clicks to and from your website. And I mentioned before, Pinterest integrates with many e-commerce sites like Shopify and Etsy, and it also has a plugin if you're on WordPress and using WooCommerce. They also give you insights on who your audience is and what other things they are interested in. And this information is invaluable because so you want to get more followers, you got to pin stuff that people are interested in. At one point on my account, I noticed that people were looking for website design ideas. So I'm like, so I did a board on that. So okay, that's a great idea. So it's like, so it takes a little bit of research to find it. But the thing is once you find your niche in here, it's gonna go crazy. And I got to tell you the story of Simply Smashing. And I've mentioned it before if you sat through my Instagram webinar. This guy opened up a rage room in Tempe, right near to the ASU University. And it's a place where you rent the room for an hour or 30 minutes or whatever, and you go in and break stuff. And it releases anxiety and it releases stress. Okay. So while he was building, my goal was to get articles on his website so the search engine would find it. Okay. And so he was hoping to open in August of, I think it was 2018. So in June, I was doing all the blogging. So because we're planning for an August thing, but the construction got delayed, and so he didn't open until November. But at any rate, in June, and when I looked at the analytics for the end of June, I noticed one day we had like 6,000 views to one of my blog posts. So it was how to increase serotonin levels in your brain and de-stress. Okay. One of the things was, exercise, and, the suggestion at the end was go to a rage room. And they were all from Pinterest. My first thought was, there are a lot of stressed out people on Pinterest. So you never know. And that's the beauty of digital marketing and social media marketing. You never know when something's going to go viral, when something's going to go nuts, it's going to blow up. And you never know that. But you have to do, the optimization in there, because people are searching. And the thing is, you need to come up when people are searching for what you have to offer. Okay. So you'll get also in your analytics, you'll get your top pins. And you'll get audience demographics. And I thought it was interesting that both my time management articles on my website were my top pins. When I saw that, I had to laugh. And so I'm like, okay, but this is on Pinterest. But if I go look at my Google Analytics, it tells me one of my Twitter articles is the most popular one that the search engine search for. So you get different analytics here. So that's why you have to look at all of them as you're going through this and you're looking at your analytics and what's working, what's not working. Then you get your audience insights. So you find out your who's following you, who's liking your pins, and so you get this information on your audience insights. So this actually, so as you can see, mine being business to business is a lot of business. Okay. So, that's one of the things. So one of the things I want to, keep, I want to keep this in mind. Right now, budgeting is going to be a big product. So a big topic. Especially now for the new year, when people, rethink their budgets and plan for the next year, so I might want to do an article on, budgeting, for your marketing audience or something like that. And so then you get also age and gender, right? So this is also important. As you can see, it's usually more female than male on here, but don't ignore the guys. Okay. They are the gift givers, and if, and they are business people, and they get sick too, so it all works together. It all works together. So basically, don't ignore Pinterest. So if you haven't considered Pinterest to market your business, maybe it's time you did. So you can go over to my website, schedule a free 15-minute call. We can brainstorm how your business could take advantage of this powerful tool. But I want to review the tips to getting started. These are just marketing tips. So first, you want to define your target market, your personas. You want to research your target market. And this is something a lot of business people, they just skip over. And research is very important. Set your SMART goals. Okay. So they're specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Okay. Then your strategic plan is how you're going to meet those goals. And the tactical plan is how you're going to implement the strategy. And you need these, because otherwise you're going to be posting, without any rhyme or reason, and nothing's going to work. So you have to have plans, and you have to get stuff, and you have to lay it out, and so you can see the whole thing. I know, Evelyn, you're on here, and I know that's what you do, and bless your heart, you've got that, and I think that's fantastic. Set up your website and social, and optimize everything for SEO. Set up email marketing automation. Okay, you want to get that going. Learn how to properly use the tools, create and curate content. So what kind of content are you going to create? And I did a webinar on content a few weeks ago. It's on my YouTube channel, and it's also on my website. And then other people's content that you can use. Implement, engage, and build a following. Just do it. Okay. In the beginning, if you're just starting out and you don't have a following, and you're brand new business, it's going to take you a good 90 minutes a day for the first month, for 30 days to build a following if you're starting from scratch. Afterwards, once your following is built, it kind of builds momentum and it keeps growing because people will share your stuff if they really like it. Okay. And you can manage it with about 30 minutes a day with some of the tools that I mentioned. And then monitor and measure monthly. Again, check to see what's working and not working and adjust your strategic and tactical plans accordingly. So first question, do you have the right website? So WordPress is the most popular content management system, CMS, out there. They have 64% of the CMS market, and it's very user-friendly. And I can teach you not only how to manage your WordPress website as well as to blog effectively on the platform, but I can also guide you in building your own WordPress website in just a few days. And it's a new service specifically for small business owners who find the cost of hiring a professional designer or developer a little bit out of reach. And this will benefit you if you're on one of the site builders and you're not getting SEO or getting the traffic to your website that and you're trying everything and it's not working. You also you can outgrow very quickly the free websites because they're very limited to what you can do. And also if you have an older website, a website that built prior to July of 2019, you need to update it. It just needs to be updated. So just, go to my website, schedule a free 15-minute phone consultation. We can talk about it. Another big problem is SEO copy. So SEO copy gives you low rankings, bad SEO copy. You have low rankings on Google, so on desktop, you're on like page 15 and on a mobile device, people keep scrolling. You never see where you're coming up. So you want to get, and you're getting impressions on the search results, but no clicks. So this is what the Google Search Console, a part of Google Analytics, tells you how many times somebody has seen your posts on search, but they didn't click over. So that means that whatever was written in your meta description or your title really didn't convince them that that was what they were looking for. And also there's a problem that people visit your website, but don't do anything. They're not converting into a lead or a sale. So the fix is get your website high enough on the Google search result page above your competition. Entice the searcher, your potential customer, to click on the listing. And on your website, you want the visitor to convert from a visitor to a lead or a sale. And I'm offering my new SEO copywriting service. So I'll do competitor research, keyword research, on-page optimization of your web pages, editing existing copy, any new pages that you want to add, social media optimization. So you want to make sure that, especially like on Facebook and LinkedIn, you have a lot of space, and on those Pinterest pins that you have, those descriptions optimized. And that, again, that's part of and then that's e-commerce optimization. Okay. And I've got, if you want to do it all yourself, I've got everything in my ebook. It's available on Amazon Kindle. So you can either download the Kindle app to your computer or your mobile device, or if you have the Kindle device, it's available for that. So right now we're open for questions. I'm going to open it for questions. And also here, you're going to have some free some time-saving tools. Sendable is not free, but it saves a lot of time for scheduling stuff out. And I'm going to go onto Pinterest and show you around. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. And let me change my screen share. Okay, any questions? I see there's something in the chat. Thanks, Evelyn. Okay, actually, I'm going the wrong way. That has to go this way. All right, so I can move everything back. I have no control where these things go. gonna get them out of the way. All right, so I'm gonna go over here to Chrome. All right, any questions? Let's see. All right, Chrome. So here we're doing, I was doing a keyword planner here too. Where'd my mouse go? There it is. All right, Pinterest. Okay, so this is what a business account looks like. So you're here, this is your business hub. And of course, okay, yeah, Mel, that's okay. You'll get the video. Primary demographic, the 77% women. And the ages are divided up basically a third, and a third, 18 to 29, a third, 29 to 50, I think, 50, and then, or 49 or something, and then older. So the age bracket is basically covers everything. Definitely B2C and 77% women. So that's what's big. At one point, more men were on it, but women have just taken over. But men are on it. They use it for again for health problems. That's a big thing that people search for is remedies and food and so forth and things like that. Okay, so you open here and you get, so you want to click on your icon here, and that will take you to the profile. Okay, so again, so here's the created. So these are all my pins, and I just, I uploaded my my YouTube videos. I pinned all my YouTube videos in here. I created a new one for recorded webinars, a new board. And so saved is all my boards. So here first you have the first one here is all your pins. And so if you click on this, you actually see all your pins. But then you have, so then they're here in alphabetical order. So here's where you can sort them. So if I do last saved to would be, digital marketing and Instagram and marketing. So, So I just decided I put them all in the digital marketing one. And so you see so the board cover will be the larger graphic. So as I switch, like if I click on this board, okay, and then I could go up here to edit the board. Okay, so here I can add more text to it. I don't have, in fact, I need to do this. I haven't done it for myself, but I have hashtag SEO because this is the SEO board, right? So, but I could add more hashtags to this and more relevant keywords. But you've got here, if, for whatever reason you want to delete the board, you could do that. You can just, you can do whatever you need to with the board. So here you have more ideas. So this is what Pinterest thinks that I might be interested in. Okay. And because, so this, and here's a promoted pin. Okay. So it's like, because I went and looked for some wedding pictures. So Pinterest thinks I'm planning a wedding. Not. So, and that's really, and it's kind of creepy when you think about it, that people are, you're being followed wherever you go, what you're interested in, but that's just the way it is. When I'm searching for stuff for clients and all of a sudden I see stuff and I'm like, how in the world do they think I'm interested in that? So, and this is some of my personal thing, like anything health and wellness, is here. So if I want to, this is my business one. So, that's interesting. Okay. So if I want to, I saw web hosting. Okay. So this is promoted by SiteGround, which is a web host. Okay. So this is a B2B business doing advertising here. This looks pretty cool for, I have a board on home office. So you can actually home office design. Okay, so I could save that. I could save it to that. Yeah, and so so that's how you save other people's board to your website. So the idea being that, okay, so this is affiliate marketing earning online. Okay, so I can post other things. So I can repin this. I don't have affiliate marketing, so I could start a new board on affiliate marketing. And so I could create a board on the fly and call it affiliate marketing. Okay. And so, yeah, and so I'm always gonna add myself to it here as a collaborator. So it just makes it easy for me to pin stuff to the board. And when you collaborate, your board shows up on their account. So it might be a good idea to collaborate with other people to be able that are in the same category or industry, not necessarily a competitor. That doesn't make any sense, but it'll show up on the collaborators account also. Okay, any other questions? What is the purpose of creating a board? The boards are your categories. So you're categorizing or indexing the board. So each board has several pins in it. Okay, so this is my search engine optimization board. So I've got art. These are all articles and notes on social. These are all my articles. Basically, is what they are. So these go back to my my website. So if I click on the board, and then it goes right to my website, and it opens it up. Okay, so it's what you're basically doing is you're categorizing your pins. So it's just a visual note-taking app, so to speak. Yeah, it's a bookmarking site too. So people are planning. So let me go into search and I'm going to hit up let's see, Arizona travel. Okay, so if I'm planning a weekend, when gas prices go down, okay, so first is taking me to my pins, okay, that I've pinned in my Arizona category. So if I want to do, okay, so here, like 10 best things to do in Sedona. Okay, so I'm planning a Sedona trip. So I want to put this into, this is I don't think I have it in here. So if that was in my personal account, I'd put this in my getaway weekends in Arizona one. Okay, so that's how a regular user would do this. And so they would plan, explore Phoenix on a budget, and this is also great ideas to write articles for. I was just thinking like 8 reasons why you want to move to Arizona, no hurricanes. So if I search for other things on digital marketing or email marketing, because I really don't write about that. So email marketing. So if I want to put this, and it actually was smart enough to bring up my email marketing board, so I don't have to search for it. So I can save this article to my email marketing board, because it kind of goes with my topic. So I really don't write that much about email. I should, but I don't. So basically that's it. Okay, you're not linking the accounts per se, you're collaborating. So in fact, let me do this. Hold on. If I go to my other browser, this is my personal Pinterest should come up here, right? Okay, so here's my personal Pinterest. So if I go to me and I go to saved, okay, so so in my personal account, all of the boards that I collaborate with AZ Social Media Wiz show up here. Okay, so the reason is your boards are getting double exposure. Your pins are getting double exposure if you're doing it also in the personal account. But again, I'm known as a social media person or a digital marketing person, so I'm okay with it being in there. You don't have to. This is the only place in collaborating of the boards where a personal and business account are connected. That's it. I believe I do. I don't think I have it as a. See, it tells me you convert to a business, so it's like, no, I don't want to do that. So here, the business account does look differently. You have your analytics, and this, you don't have to be your own collaborator. It's just, as a personal account. So I hope that answers your question. You can make the decision if you want to do that or not. So, and you don't have to connect or do a personal collaboration on every single one of your boards, just one or two of them. Like you can have a secret board. What makes this easy is if I'm on my tablet, okay, and which is my personal Pinterest is on here because this is what I use for recipes. Okay, so and I'm on here and I'm reading, digital marketing news, and I see something interesting, and I was like, okay, I think I'm going to pin this over to my board. I could easily do it without having to log out of my personal account and then log into the business account. That's what saved that time. With the business account, they ask for age. As for age, that's new. Okay, that's a new one. That's interesting. Okay. Retail location, poster. Okay, personal. Probably under personal information. Woman owned. All right. Yeah. And all right. This all helps with the data statistics. That's the thing. I don't see age here under personal. Contractor or service provider. That's technically what I am here. Okay. And home feed, claimed accounts, create pins, social permissions, notification, privacy and data. Okay. See, and also Google indexes Pinterest also. So, so here's a thing if you want to keep it private, but that's kind of defeating the purpose. Interesting. I don't see that in age. So it basically, as many as it allowed me to do two, so I would be as many as apply on the ethnicity boxes on the personal information. So the public profile, my email address isn't here. Okay, no, okay, no retail location. Okay, yeah, I don't want people coming to my house. Okay, yeah. Okay. So yeah, and so see, here's another way you could connect it. So I have my personal account here. Okay, but again, I want to be known, for my expertise. So that's why I have that here. So you don't have to put that in there because this is the tagging my personal account. Yeah. So that's one of the things. So interesting on the age. I don't see that here. I don't see. I see specifically that it has. I know in the personal profile it does, because it wants to know the age. So you get into their statistics in here, but not on the business one. That's really odd. Because it would be worded, if they wanted to know how long the business was, it would be worded as how long have you been in business? So you're a startup of you're growing or whatever category you fall in. Yeah, it's weird. That is weird. Okay. Any other questions? Add community information. No. Okay. So then here also, if you wanted, so here you could also do an idea pin. And so, so here's where I got that, some of that information on the idea pins and that. So you can upload, tells you what you can upload here. And, 100 megabytes for videos. Where did I see that? Okay, I must have misspoken on that one. So it is 100 megabytes for video. So it's short videos. Yeah, so this is interesting. An interesting feature I haven't really played with yet.
Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe to her channel. Then click on over to the AZ Social Media Wiz website to download the free Define Your Target Market Workbook, or schedule a free 15-minute phone consultation and review of your marketing efforts.